G'day guys, welcome back on Living on 2 Acres, Queensland. And finally today I got around to make a short video update on the Feijoas. A lot of you are asking questions, how they doing, how I prune them, whether I had a harvest or not. So I thought I'd show you where I'm at the moment. I'll start here near the house, and my previous videos are all here on the channel, so if you want to see what it looked like before when I started, you can easily find those videos. So here we are. So this row here is probably just over 3 years old, and these all doing great. I'm sure it is all about the soil they're in, because there was a bit of a slope there and I made a little retaining wall. I was able to put some better soil there to fill it up, and so they're doing wonderfully. You can see how high they are. The highest is probably over 2 meters tall now, and they're really nice and bushy. You can see they trimmed on the bottom, but that's thanks to my local wildlife, namely the wallabies, who just love to eat the leaves. But that's okay, I got the tops for me anyway. I'll show you what it looks like on the other side, so you can see it's really nice and bushy. Sorry about the sun here shining. I'll change the angle. So yeah, you can see they're nicely spread, very nice bushes. We had some fruit on it, not a lot though. I expect next year there'll be a lot more. I haven't actually eaten a single fruit of here, I'd say, because there weren't many. A lot were spoiled by the fruit fly. Rats got quite a bit as well, but I wasn't missing them much because we had a very big harvest in the upper garden. I'll show you what that looks like at the moment. But yeah, it's doing very nicely here. Beautiful, just what I need. Bit of a windbreak for my chickens there, a bit of a privacy screen as well. We'll move on to here. In this place, I'll just step back a little bit to give you a better picture. This is what the plants here look like. They're not as great, and one here I only planted half a year ago because it didn't survive. I had a problem here where I planted them too low, and I ended up losing almost all of them because water was staying there, and they just I think they got a root rot or something. So now I replanted them a bit higher, and they seem to be doing relatively well. I haven't trimmed this bit or that bit there at all. I'm not sure if I will. I'm quite happy with how they grow. I will be trimming the ones near the driveway, which I will show you later, because they now start to sort of extend towards the driveway too much. I don't want them to get in the way as I'm driving there. So otherwise doing well. This bit here I haven't had any fruit. Maybe next year. Again, I'm not missing any because I had plenty on top there. Now I'm just gonna walk up to my driveway and show you what that looks like, and that looks pretty good. Now guys, you would have to excuse me because I'm doing it all in one take. I don't really do any video editing. I'll just push pause here, and when I end up at the place on the driveway, I'll just restart the video. So I'll see you there in a second. So here we are guys, this is my driveway, and again, my initial video on this driveway is somewhere on my channel if you want to see it. Now the Feijoas that you see on the left, those are growing now probably in full 4 years. Maybe it's now the 5th year they're growing here, and this is what they look like. You can see 1, 2, 3 did not survive here. Again, because I planted them so low in the ground, the water was pooling in the holes, and I think root rot got most of them. I also lost a few here, which I now replanted just to keep the hedge without any gaps. I'm sure this will catch up in a few years. And from this hedge here, I had a lot of fruit. I have to admit, a lot of that fruit was badly hit by fruit fly, but because there were so many, I actually managed to eat quite a few as well. I don't cover any of these trees with nets to protect them from fruit flies, because I have the plants which I keep for fruit here. So these are all Feijoas. Now these 1, 2, 3, 4 are relatively same age fruit. I basically was planting them starting from there, this and that, and then that. And so you can see they're slightly different size. Don't know why. They were basically the same size more or less when I planted them. And these are the ones I actually covered with the nets when the fruit just set, and I covered it, and I kept the fruit fly net on it for a while. And when I saw that the fruit was relatively big, I removed the net. So then when they were ripening, I actually found quite a few that still were stung by the fruit fly, probably after I opened them, but a lot of them weren't spoiled at all. And obviously when I was buying them, not everything here. This here, I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure I bought as a ready plants, while on this side most of them I actually propagated from cuttings. But these here are different varieties, and some of them are just, you know, very round, others are kind of elongated, almost like a lemon sort of shape. They're all very, very different, which is great. That's what I wanted. So these are probably the earliest plants that I planted before I planted anything else, and they're doing well. I don't really fertilize them with anything at all. I don't remember ever doing anything. I did, when I just planted them, I did put in some chemical granular fertilizer around them, but that's about it. I don't really fertilize them anymore because I don't want to eat that stuff that I put in the ground, any chemicals. Now these two here are actually different variety to all the ones I have. These are mammoth Feijoas. Apparently they're supposed to be very, very big, like mammoth. That's kind of suggests by the name, but I haven't had any fruit of them yet. Hoping for the next year. I did have flowers, but nothing happened from those flowers, so still hopeful. You can see these, although they're two the same variety, one grew like just one trunk and then 3 on top, while this one decided to spread out earlier, which is fine with me as well. Now this one I still have to keep covered by the chicken wire, because wallabies will probably chew on it too much otherwise. And you know, they wouldn't just chew on the bottom branches, they would jump up, catch a branch that is higher, bend it down and then eat it. So I want to give it as much head start as I can before I remove the chicken wire. I would of course prefer not to have the chicken wire because it's easier to care for it then. But that's where that is at. And again, these I don't trim. Most of my trimming is done by the wallabies. They basically cleaned up the bottom very, very nicely, just as I wanted. So it's all good. I'm cool with that. So the hedge here is now starting to just protrude a little bit towards the driveway. I'm not gonna do anything this year, but probably next year I might just come with the trimmer and just cut off whatever is sticking out on this side. Now I have a pretty cool neighbors. They don't complain yet. It's actually a bit sticking out here, and my boundary is roughly where the grass ends, but they're not complaining yet. So I'm probably not even going to trim it here until they say that it gets in the way of them mowing this area. Someone suggested that if I want to get it bushier, I need to trim the tops. Obviously, yes, then the plant would spread out sideways, but I'm not sure if I want to do it, because I planted them relatively close to each other, and you can see in most places they already sort of overlapping. In a few more years they will just create a full-on wall that you won't be able to walk through. So I'm fine with that. So no, I'm not really planning to do any trimming at all. Another thing that I wanted to show you, I'm not really creating any more plants from cuttings because I got enough. But what I tried to do as well, all of you guys seen these bits that you can buy online, and you see, oh, now ants living there. You can see online people just use water bottles with a bit of a coconut fibers inside. That didn't work. None of them that I made. I used this size, I used the larger size. Nothing worked for me. So if I were to ever create cuttings again, I would just do it the way I've done it before. You've seen my little concoction there that I used for it. That worked very, very well. So yeah, this is the hedge, and that's how big it is, just over 2 meters. Some are smaller, but most of them are relatively same size. And yeah, it's doing okay. I'm very happy with how that looks. So this is it. That's an update on that. Any of you guys who've seen my first videos, that's what it looks like now. If you're curious, search my channel for some earlier videos to see how it all started. And again, I can't stress enough, the soil here is very bad. It's very poor. It's just basically some sort of driveway stuff that they threw here before the concrete was here for a few years, and they just grow, which is terrific. A lot of people who come to visit me, they confuse these with olives. They say, oh, you have so many olives, but no, they're not olives. And I wouldn't probably plant olives so close to the concrete driveway, because olives tend to have a very massive, powerful roots when they grow large, and they will just leave the driveway, so I wouldn't recommend it. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, like, share, subscribe, tell the others, leave a comment. I'll see you on the next one.